Morning, guys. I just wanted to send a little video of something that I was thinking about this morning. I'm just in the chapter 12 of Romans, and chapter 12 starts out with the amazing verses about presenting your bodies as holy and living sacrifices, which is spiritual worship. And it moves on in that chapter into something that is just amazing to me in verse 9. And the translation I'm using is NASB, so some of it will look a little different for you based on translation. But check this out. Let love be without hypocrisy. Abhor what is evil, cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in brotherly love, giving preference to one another in honor, not lagging behind in diligence, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. Rejoice in hope, persevering in tribulation, devoted to prayer, contributing to the needs of the saints, practicing hospitality. Bless those who persecute you, bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who weep, weep with those who weep. Rejoice with those who rejoice, weep with those who weep. Be of the same mind towards one another. Do not be haughty in mind, but associate with the lowly. Do not be wise in your own estimation. Never pay back evil for evil to anyone. Respect what is right in the sight of all men, if possible. So far as it depends on you, be at peace with all men. And then never take vengeance, for vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. And this is what the behavior of a Christian should look like, written by Paul in Romans. And this is both amazing writing and so unbelievably difficult to tangibly live out each day in our lives. And I think Paul knew that. And it's interesting in the A part of verse 9, let love be without hypocrisy. Almost has a poetic ring to it, but that is just tremendously difficult. And then he spells it out for us, in the, basically verse 10 to verse 21, ending with, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Essentially, mirroring his previous statement in the beginning of verse 9. Let love be without hypocrisy. Abhor what is evil. Cling to what is good. And I love those verbs. Abhor what is evil. Cling to what is good. And it is a deep hatred of what is bad. It is a whatever is sinful in the world. And it doesn't talk about judging the world because it doesn't know Jesus. But it means, just hating those things that are wrong and then clinging to what is good. Because ultimately, when we try to live out as a Christian and trying to accomplish all these things that I just read in those verses, we have to cling to what is good. It is so difficult to live out all of these things in our lives. And essentially, if we try to do that on our own strength, we just utterly fail. And we get hardened and legalistic and judgmental towards the world that we're supposed to love. And we miss the point of the whole thing. Let love be without hypocrisy. Abhor what is evil. Cling to what is good. Guys, we have to be at the feet of Jesus. If we want these things to happen, we have to be staying close with him. And so I just challenge you this morning, 10:30 in the morning, in your behavior as a believer, as a 30-something single adult that is somewhere in Western New York area, living out the gospel by the things that you do and say. And I don't say that as a pressure on you at all. What I say is, are you desperate enough to kneel before the Lord and say, God, I want to be like you, and I know that how it's spelled out in the Word. Can you help me be like you? And I know that I'll be like you when I spend time with you. So help me do that. So this morning, let us love without hypocrisy. Let us abhor what is evil and cling to what is good. When people are speaking against us poorly, or our reputation at work is dragged through the mud, or we don't understand circumstances that we might have, or we feel that there's unjust things that are happening in our lives, whatever they might be, may we cling to what is good. And guys, I'm so proud of you. I love you. I'm so thankful that God has given a focus on Christ likeness. And I want you to know that I'm praying for you. And I pray that you can be perseverant today and in the coming weeks, that God continues to grow you, and He continues to just bless you with His hand. And guys, when we're close to Jesus, it's good volcanic behavior. It just comes out of us that we are like Him, and we're able to talk about Him, and we're able to share in His joy and His suffering well. So I will leave you with that, but that is in Romans 12, and that is verse 9 through 21. So I encourage you this week or this weekend, just go and meditate on those verses and think about Jesus' life and how he lived these things out perfectly. And then think about, hey, I want to be like Him. And Lord, as you pray, help me be like that. Love you guys. Have a good day. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday.